Okay, so I opened the Eclipse. Okay, so in the last class itself, like we saw how to like download the Eclipse or like what are the changes that we need to do. Okay, so first thing is like we need to have the Java. In case if you don't have the Java in your system, like it will throw an error that like JDK is not available. So you need to have Java installed. Plus also like you then only like you can use the Selenium. So sorry, in like the Eclipse tool and also Selenium also. Okay, so once you download the Eclipse, like you need to create a project. Like we need to go to the file, new Java project and give some name to it, then which will create some files and folders. And then we need to create one file in the package. Like we need to create a file, like right click and say create new Java class, and then we need to copy the code that we got generated from the Selenium IDE. And once you copy the code from the IDE, like we need to attach the jar file. So I explain why we need the jar files, and we need to associate the jar files. Then Selenium or the Eclipse will be able to understand what the issue is. Like Selenium can understand, or the code Eclipse can understand what that code is. Okay, so you need to have the jar file associated to our project. Okay, once it is done, like what we need to do is like we need to start the Selenium server, because RC remote control works on the server, so it needs a server to talk to or to perform the task. Okay, so our code, in order for our code to execute on the browser, like we need the Selenium server. Okay, and we saw how to download the server. Like I sent you guys the jar files, so you can use the jar files. And also now we can start it. Like see, go to the command prompt, open it, cd dot dot cd dot dot to come out of that folder, then go to cd Satish, like wherever your files are, then cd Selenium, then cd jars. If I say dir, see all my jar files are located in this folder, like Satish, Selenium and the jar files folder. So if I want to start the jar file, like if I want to start the server, all we need to do is say java hyphen jar selenium hyphen server hyphen stand alone hyphen 2 dot 44.0 dot jar. Okay, so once you click enter, it will start the server, and the default port is 4444. In case if you want to run it on a different port, like we can say hyphen port 1235 or 1222 1345, whatever the port number that you want, you can give it. Okay, so what it will do, it will start the server and listen to that in that specific port number. See, like this. Okay, see, now it is started. So it says like the server, like launching the standalone server, and it is started at that specific 1235 port number. Okay, so our server is started. So now what we need to do, like we need to execute this code. See, here also we'll give that port number. So that's why like it's going to start the execution. So all we need to do is to execute it, right click and say run as JUnit test. See, right click, run as JUnit test. See, it open the browser here. And it open the demo AUT. See, it's clicking on it. And like whatever that we did, see, it executed it. Okay, and let's try to understand the code now. So this is what it was doing. Like in the last class we learned about this, like how to create the recording like code using the IDE and convert that code into the Selenium JUnit driver, like JUnit 4 version of the code. Okay, and we copied that code here and we started execution after associating the jar files. So now let's try to understand how this code is getting generated. So whatever that we have in this code, let's try to understand, so that like without recording we can write our own code. Okay, and also enhance that code in whatever the way that we want to. See, for example, like let's start from the first. See, like if you see this code, there is a plus button here. Okay, so just to like it's a tree view, so it's just opening and closing it. And if you see here, there are some import commands. See, import com.thoughtworks.selenium, import org.junit.after, junit.before, junit.test. So don't worry about this, like what these are, like we'll see what they are. Basically, import means like it's trying to import some methods into our code. Okay, so we'll see that like when we talk about the Java, I'll explain you more about this, like what these import methods are. Okay, and then starts the class. Okay, so basically like all the code like we need to write in a class. Okay, so here by default in Java, like we need to write the code in a class. So we'll learn about the class, like what class is like in the Java class. Like when we start the Java in that session, like I'll explain you more about the class. Okay, but what we do is like we will write the code in this class. Okay, and like see private selenium, so forget about it. And then we have a tag here @before. Okay, so this is a JUnit tag which we'll again learn about it. So before, so basically @before means, see you have three things here. This is @before, @test, and @after. So basically these three are the JUnit tags. So JUnit is a framework. Okay, so what this framework is, like we'll use that, like it's a in the Java, like you have a JUnit framework. So which we will see what the JUnit framework is or what it does. So basically by looking at the words, what it does is, see @before, @test, @after. So whatever that you actually want to perform, that should be present in the @test. So that is the test, our script. Okay, and what this @before is, before executing this @test, what our code will do is, or the Eclipse or the Java will do is, it will first execute this code. So whatever the code that is present with this tag, it will execute first, then it will execute the @test, and then it will execute the @after. Okay, so that's what these tags are, @before and @after. So first it will execute the before tag, then it will execute the test tag, and then it will execute the after tag. Okay, and then see, now first thing what we need to do, like we want to open a browser. Okay, so for that this is the code. Okay, see it says selenium equal to new default selenium of localhost and 1235, type of the browser, and what is the URL that you want to open. Okay, so this is a inbuilt command of that Selenium server, like this is a part of the SeleniumRC remote control. Okay, so what we need to do is, all we need to do is, so what it needs to do, this default Selenium is a method in that SeleniumRC, so which is already developed. So they have already written, okay, like if you want to open a browser and a URL into it, we need to use this method. So blindly, like we need to call this method. So what is there in that method or what it performs in that method, we don't need to know about it, because they have, like we associated some jar files. Okay, so that jar files have the code for this method. Okay, so we don't need to worry. So all we need to know is, to open a browser, we need to use a method called default selenium. So we need to create an object of this default selenium, and this is the step. Okay, and to that method we need to pass the host, like which is localhost, then port number, like to port number where your server is started. See here we gave 1235 when we are starting the server. So in the same way, that port number we need to provide it here. Okay, so I gave 1235, and then this is the type of the browser that you want to open. See, with the IDE you can only record and execute your script only on the Firefox browser. Okay, that's one of the limitation with the IDE. So to overcome that limitation, we said like Selenium RC should be used. Okay, so this is where we can change the type of the browser. So whichever the browser that we want to open, we need to provide it here. So if you want to run this on Google Chrome, we need to give *Google Chrome. Okay, and if you want to run it on a Firefox, we need to give *Chrome. Even though it says Chrome, it starts it is the keyword to open the Firefox browser. So like that, if you want to open the Internet Explorer, we need to give Internet Explorer here. Okay, so for whichever the browser that you want to open, we need to give the name of that browser here, and then we need to pass the URL, like whatever the URL that you want to open, we need to pass that URL here. And the selenium.star, which will open the browser. So even the start method, the definition of that start method is already defined in those jar files. So all we need to do is we need to just say like selenium.start, which will start that browser, or start like open the browser and open the URL in it. Okay, so for these, like we have different types of browsers. The text that we need to provide is C. Okay, see, if you want to open a Firefox browser, we need to give star Chrome. If you want to open an Internet Explorer, we need to give star iExplore. For Google Chrome, like we have to give star Google Chrome. See, Firefox with some special privileges, in the sense like if you want to open a Firefox with some specific privileges, we need to give star Firefox. Okay, and if it is a Safari browser, star Safari. Opera browser, star Opera. So these are the different browsers that we have. So based on which browser you want to open, you need to provide that name here. Okay, and then basically, like if you give iExplore, you have to have the Internet Explorer install your machine. If you are giving Chrome, you need to have Chrome installed. If you don't have the like that application or the browser installed in your machine, then the script will not be executed. So you need to have the browser installed, then only we will be able to execute it. Okay, so localhost, this, and the URL. So this Selenium start, when it is executing that code, like the Selenium, like it's going to start the browser, like it will launch the browser and pass the URL into it. Okay, and then see, that's in the @before method. Okay, we'll see what these methods are, like how to write this method, what is this method, like we'll see in the Java. Okay, so next is the @test. So see, in @test, like what happens is, see, selenium.open. Okay, so what it does is, like to the URL, like in case if you have any other than this demo AUT, other than base URL, let's say if you have some other URL, you can give it here, the selenium.open. So see, this is Selenium equal to this. So what we are trying to do is we are getting a handle of that and storing into this Selenium. So using that Selenium, it's kind of a handle to the browser. Okay, then in the browser, okay, go and do this. So go and click on a button. See, Selenium dot click link equal to sign on. So what we are telling to the Selenium is, using the Selenium object, the handle, go and click on a link. Okay, or go and click where it needs to click is, see, link equal to sign on. Okay, so we are telling to Selenium that, okay, you have to click on the browser and at this location, and the parameter or the name of that value is link equal to sign in. Okay, so this is the name of, or the property of that object. Okay, so it is getting it from the application. We'll see like how to get that object property. So like I said, we were discussing about the object properties. So when the developers are developing the application, they give properties to the object. Okay, so using that properties, this tool will be able to recognize and perform a task on it. So that is what this property is. So basically what we're saying is, Selenium, go and click on a link whose name is this, link equal to sign on. Okay, and then is, see, Selenium dot wait for page load. See, when you click on a link, it takes some time for the application to open that. See, if you say demoaut.com, see, when I click on a sign on link, see, we are clicking on a sign on link. See, it takes some time to open the browser, to launch, like to get all the page and display everything. So for that reason, like we need to tell to the tool to wait for some time. Okay, wait for page to load, and how much time is 30,000 milliseconds. Okay, it's like 3 seconds. Okay, so we have to wait, like whenever the application is moving from one page to other page, we need to make sure our tool is also waiting. So to make the tool wait, this is what we need to do. Selenium dot wait for page load, and for so many seconds. Okay, and then what we are doing, we are trying to enter something into the username. We are typing some text into it. So in the same way, see how the code is getting generated. Selenium dot type. So browser dot type. Where we need to type, see there are multiple edit boxes here. There is one username edit box and there is one password edit box. So in order for tool to recognize, we are giving, okay, type on name equal to username. So this is the object property and this is the text that you need to type on that object. Okay, so selenium dot type, name is username, and what is the value that it needs to do is Mercury. It needs to type Mercury. And in the same way, see selenium dot type, name equal to password. So this property we are getting it from the application. Okay, so as we recorded it with the help of the IDE tool, it captured it from the application. Okay, but next step, like once we see about this code, we'll see how we can get that property and use it here. Okay, see selenium dot type, name equal to password, and this is the value. Okay, then again we are clicking it. See selenium dot click, name equal to login. Okay, so that is nothing but we are entering something here. We are entering here, like we are entering Mercury, then we are entering Mercury here, and see we are clicking on the submit button. So like this. Okay, again when you are submitting it, it's going from one page to some other page. Okay, so we are making sure our tool waits for it. So IDE by default it generates, okay, wait for page to load until 3 seconds. Okay, and then again we are clicking on something. Okay, so we are clicking on trip type, like it's one way or round trip or one way. Okay, so again that's an element. So it says selenium dot click, like some object. Okay, then after that, see we are selecting some value. So from here I think we selected like something London or some value from here. Okay, so for that, see it generated this line of code. Selenium dot select, name equal to passenger count. Okay, it's not the one. See, this is the passenger count and we are selecting 2 from there. We selected 2 when we recorded it. So for that, see it generated this name equal to pass count, which is the passenger count, and in that we are selecting label equal to 2. Okay, so selenium dot select. So this is a select, like we are it's a list box. So we are selecting a value from a list box. So that's why it took it as selenium dot select. Okay, and name equal to pass. So the object property is like its name is pass count and the label is 2. So we are asking it to select the second value. And then see selenium dot click. So and name equal to find flight. So we are clicking this continue button. Okay, so then we are waiting for the page to load for 3 seconds. Okay, and this test is done. At the rate test is done. Now at the rate after. Okay, so once this is done, we are saying selenium dot stop. So when you use this method, what it will do is it will kill the browser. So whichever the browser it opened it here, it will kill that browser. So this is how you can kill that. Okay, see this is how we need to write the code, and basically like this is all we generated it from the IDE tool. So it generated it. So and even if you want to write our own code, like this is how we need to do it. Okay, so let me save this. So instead of Chrome, I'll change it to Google Chrome so that I can execute it. And we already saw how to run it and how to execute the code. Okay, in case let's say if you don't want to do the IDE, so what we need to do is we want to write our own code, like we want to generate our own code without using the IDE. We can also do that. Okay, let's see how to do that. Like we can write our own code, like without using the recording, we will write our own code and try to see how we can generate it. Okay, so for that reason, like instead of using this code, like I'll try to create a new class file. So I'll click on this default package. Like I want to create a new script, like I want to create a different code. So I don't want to write that code here. So I'll create a new file. So I'll go to this default package, right click, new and class. Okay, same how we did for the previously when we created a class. So here also we need to create one new class. Okay, and it will ask you for the name, like you need to provide some name to it. Probably I can give it as like demo AUT project or something like that, or I can say we already recorded it on the demo, so I'll give it as eTrain IT. Okay, so I just gave some name to that class, so I gave it as eTraining demo or something. Okay, and then like just click finish. See, which created the class public class eTraining IT demo, and which will open and close the bracket. Like we'll see what like I'll explain more about what this class is in the Java. Okay, so for now let's just create a class and start writing the code. Okay, so now what we need to do is, see, like I said, like we had three different tags. So one is @ before whatever that we want to execute first, then @test and @after. Okay, see, these are the three different tags that we have. One is @before, @test and @after. And if you see here, see, it's throwing an error because it is not able to understand what these three tags are. Okay, and if you see here, see, there is a syntax error, it says. Okay, so what we need to do is, see, like I said, like these three are the JUnit tags. So we need to have, or we need to import the JUnit in order for us to use this. So how to do that is, see, import org dot JUnit dot after, like this. Okay, import org dot JUnit dot, see, when I am trying to type it, see, it's getting all the methods that you have. See, when I say org, it's giving you all the methods or some like all the methods that it has. So then after org, see, JUnit. When you put a dot, see, it gives you everything about whatever that is there in that JUnit. See, runner models, like lot of other things. Then see, dot before, like this. Okay, so import org dot JUnit dot before, after and test, like this. Okay, so it says, okay, it's still not able to understand this. Okay, and see, it is giving you a cross mark, and also that is in the bottom of it, like it gives you red line. So what we can do is we can select that red line and see, it says create class or all these things, and it also says, see, import. So actually the spelling mistake we gave, like instead of small t we need to give uppercase T. See, like this. In case if that whatever the method that you are giving, if it is wrong, then it will give you the error like that. See, @after, before and the test. So we got three of them. Okay, and in the same way, see, so here also we still have, because we cannot directly give @before, after, like this. Like we need to have some methods for that. So for that reason we have to give public void, let's say, setup of, and we have to give throws exception. Okay, don't worry about what this all code is. Okay, because we'll try to learn this when we are learning about Java. So this is all Java code. So now what we want to do is, like, we want to copy everything. All we want to learn is only this stuff, like how to write that code to perform something on the application. So I can blindly copy all this code and then make modification also. Okay, I can do that, but I just wanted to type it. So see, what I can do is I can copy everything from here. Okay, instead, in case if I don't want to write all the code now itself, so I can just copy that, see, paste it here. Okay, and see, I copied everything, all the imports and everything. See, class, I show, like, see, I gave the Java file name as etrainingitdemo.java, and here it is IDE test. So I need to change it to etrainingitdemo, like this. Okay, again it gives an error. Oh, spelling is wrong actually. So let me copy it from here. Okay, see, etraining IT demo, and then I can have this one here, and let's change this code. This is what it is. Okay, so I copied everything and I just changed the name of the class, and see, the setup I kept it like that itself because we also want to open a browser. So instead of demoaut.com, let's say we want to open a different URL. So HTTP, I can give it as .etrainingit.com. Okay, so I copied the before and I kept it there itself, like etrainingit.com, and then I'll start writing and after also I'll keep it same. I don't want to change anything because we want to close the browser once the task has been completed. And then see, now comes the test part. So actually in the test, like what we want to perform on that browser, we need to provide it here. Okay, so let's not do anything here and try to run it and see if it works or not. Okay, so in the test, in the void, like in the test, I'm not doing anything. So I'm just keeping blank. Okay, see, right click, and then run JUnit test. So it opened a browser. So it went into that URL and it closed it. Okay, because we have only open and close. We don't have any code to perform on this page. So let's try to do that. See, so now Selenium dot, let's say, see, what we want to do is on this etrainingit.com. Okay, let's say I want to click on this close link. Okay, or yeah, I want to click on this close link. Okay, so the method is, see, selenium dot click, and see, open the bracket and close the bracket. And first of all, see, before that, like we need to open it. See, selenium dot open. Okay, and in the course we need to give just a blank /. Okay, so then selenium dot click. Okay, so it will open the browser, then selenium dot click, and here we need to provide what the value we want to provide, like what is the link that we want to click. Okay, so we need to give the value, like see, when it was clicking, when we recorded it, it clicked based on, see, the name equal to sign on or the property of that object. But now we are not recording it. Okay, so we are trying to write the code. So for that reason, like what we need to do, we need to give the property of that object. So now we don't know like what that property is. Okay, so for that reason, like we have a tool, there is a tool in Firefox using which you can know the properties of the object. Okay, so with the help of that tool, like you can know the properties of the object. See, if I open the Firefox, there is a tool called Firebug. So using that Firebug, like we can test or we can know the properties of the object. Okay, see how to install that Firebug is, even Firebugs, like you can install it in the Firefox only. See, in the Firefox, go and search for Firebug. Okay, see, when I searched Firebug, see I get this Firebug add-ons for Firefox. Okay, so click on this, like it's a add-on for our Firefox. See, you'll get this one. Then we need to click on this add to Firefox. So as already I have it, I cannot reinstall it. Okay, in case if you don't have it, like once you click on this add to Firefox, it will install the Firebug add-in. Okay, and once it is installed, see, you will see an icon here like this, Firebug. Okay, 2.0. Whatever the version of it, like it will display that icon, like version of that Firebug. Okay, so this is what the icon will come on your Firefox browser. Then now go to your application, let's say etrainingit.com. like you can use any of your applications. It's not that you need to use this one itself, like you can use whatever the application that you want to, like Google, Gmail, Amazon, or any other application that you want to, or the demoaut.com also you can use it. Okay, so now see, we want to click on this close link. So to click on that close link, we need to provide the property of that object to the tool or to the Selenium. Okay, so how we need to do is with the help of, how we can know the properties with the help of this Firebug. See, click on this Firebug. Okay, see, once you click on the Firebug, it opens a console in the bottom. Okay, which will have all the information. See, if you click on this, like you can see the HTML of that page. Okay, so basically all the pages or all the applications in the browser, they will be written in the form of HTMLs. Okay, so with the help of this Firebug, what it does is it displays all that HTML code to us. Okay, so using this Firebug, we can see the HTML code. See, this is what the HTML code is. Okay, so if you click on this, like all the whatever the code is there, it will be displayed here. In case specifically if you want to go and check something, see, there is a icon here. See, click an element in the page to inspect. So this is the icon using which you can verify the property of that specific object. So now we cannot go to each and every, see, when you click on this add button, again it will, something will come, again you need to click on that. See, like this, like head, body, like a lot of them styles are there. So we don't know exactly where that our close button is or the close link is. So instead of searching in that page, what we can do is, see, we can use this and find that object. Okay, see, click on this. Now see, if it is highlighting it, and if I want, I can click on this. See, like this. Oh, wait. Okay, see, click on this. Then it will show you the property here. See, font equal to this. Okay, href is hash. Okay, something like this. Or in case, see, if I want to get something like live training, okay, or let's say QTP. Okay, see, link href equal to qtp dot this. So if you see here, like you can get all the properties of it. Okay, see here, like this. It will display, see, href equal to live trainings.html. Okay, so a class equal to all this, like it's kind of a property. If you go to some other website, see, let's say if I go to demoaut.com. Okay, and see, once you go to a different page, it will close the console. Just again click on it, see, Firebug, then this element to inspect, click on this, and then go and select the object. See, link, like this. So let's say if you want to click on sign on, or let's say register. Okay, see, like this. Okay, and it will give you all the properties. See, name equal to, like whatever the properties, like on mouse over, it will go here, like the, see, href equal to Mercury sign on dot php something sign on like this. Okay, like that. And in case if I want to get the register, see, like this. Okay, 1 second. So I'll select it and say like this. So see, name equal to register, like slash a href something something, then register. Okay, so this is like a general website, so it might not have all the properties properly, but generally in the real-time scenarios, like every object will have some unique properties with the help of which like qtp or selenium can easily understand, or the firebug can easily understand what those properties are, and we can use them in the code. Okay, so let's say if you want to click on this register link, see, all we need to do is, so instead of e-training, let's go to the demoaut.com. Okay, so open is same slash and then see, click and link equal to register like this and end it with a semicolon. Okay, so in the Java code, like whenever you write some code, like we need to end it with a semicolon, see, something like this. In case if you don't have a semicolon, see, it gives you an error like this. Syntax error, insert semicolon to complete it. Okay, not semicolon like this one, this colon. Okay, selenium.click, link equal to register. So we are saying QTP or like Selenium to click on that link. Okay, so that we got it with the help of this Firebug. Okay, see, select this and register. So it's giving you the name here as register. See this one. So we need to get this and say link equal to register like this. Okay, in the same way, let's say now we clicked on the link. So then we want to enter something in this first name. Okay, so I'll go and get the property of the object. See, and if you see here, see, input size equal to 20, name equal to first name, and max length equal to 60. So the name of that, like one of the property or the object property is name. Okay, and that name equal to first name. Okay, so let's write some code. See, selenium dot. Okay, so now what we want to do, we don't want to click on that edit box, like we want to enter some value into it, and to enter some value we need to use the type method. See, type method, and for this type, see, you have two values that you need to pass. So we'll see what those values are. Okay, see, the first value is the property. Okay, in the quotes we need to give, let's say we just saw name equal to first name like this. So name equal to first name. See, if you see here, the name is first name and everything is lowercase. So we need to give that same here. See, name equal to first name, and value that you want to enter there. Like what is the value that you want to enter? Let's say selenium first, something like this. Selenium first. And then let's say I want to enter the last name also, like this is the object. So I'll go to this click an element, then I'll come and select this object. Okay, and see, size equal to 20, input size equal to 20, name equal to last name. So copy this last name and see, selenium dot type, okay, quotes, name equal to last name, and what is the value that you want to pass is, see, double quotes, like the whenever you want to pass some value or a string, we need to give in the double quotes. Okay, see, everything like this local host is a value, so we gave in the double quotes, like it's a string value. Okay, see here, everything is in the double quotes. See, link equal to register, name equal to register, like that. See, selenium last, like let's say the last name of that, what are the last name that we want to enter in there. Okay, so next let's say I want to enter the phone number. So I'll do the highlight, come here, select it. Okay, so it says name equal to phone. Okay, so the property of that object is name equal to phone. So come here and say selenium dot type name equal to phone, comma, then value. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, something like this. Okay, put it in the string. Okay, so we gave the phone number. So let's say now phone number is done, and like in the same way we can give it to the email address, city and everything, but like all of them are, see, they are edit boxes itself. We know how to give the edit box. Okay, see, for the next one, let's say if it is, see, address 2. Okay, for this one, see, input name equal to address 2. Okay, and if you see the first one, name equal to address 1. So every object will have a different property, so you need to take that property. Okay, so name equal to address 1, then name equal to address 2. See, for this, name equal to city, see, name equal to state, postal code equal to, like, name equal to postal code, and see, next is the country. Okay, so now the country, like, name equal to country. So now we cannot use a type here because we don't want to enter into it, but we want to, this is a list box and we want to select a value that is present in the list box. Okay, and if you see here, okay, if you see here, see, if you see, select size equal to 1, name equal to country. Okay, so the name of that object is the country and it's a select list box. Okay, so in the same way here what we need to do is selenium dot select. Okay, and the name of that object is name equal to country. So we can copy it from there. Okay, let's see if it is correct or not. See, everything is lowercase. I can just copy it from here and paste it here. See, country, and what we want to do, like, we want to select some value. So we need to give label, okay, in the quotes, label equal to, let's say, what are the name of the country that you want to select. Let's say I'll select some value here. See, if you want to, let's say, select Thailand, so everything is, see, uppercase, THAILAND, uppercase. So whichever the value that you want to select, we need to give that here. See, Thailand, like this. Okay, and then let's say if you want to give any other values like username, like password, confirm, so those are all edit boxes itself. So we can use the type. And then see, submit button. So what we want to do, we want to click on this button. Okay, so select this, get the property of that object, see, and if you see here, input width equal to 60, type is image, border is 0, height is this, like all these values, and see, name is register. Okay, so the name of that is register. So it's kind of a link itself. So even links, buttons and everything, we need to use directly dot click. Okay, see, selenium, okay, selenium dot click, it's giving me error. Okay, see, yes, I am giving uppercase, it should be lowercase. Selenium dot click, open the bracket. Okay, name in the quotes, name equal to register. I just copied it from there, I'll give it here, and semicolon, which will end it like this. Okay, so all we are doing is, see, we are entering some first name, last name, then entering the phone number, selecting the country as Thailand, and then clicking on that register button like this. Okay, and then after this, like, you have @ after, which is selenium.stop, which will stop the browser. Okay, see, let's save this and try to run. So all we need to do is, so we need to execute, right click, run as JUnit test. See, it opened the browser. See, it clicked, see, enter the first name, last name, phone number, Thailand. See, clicked on submit and just closed it. Okay, so this is how we can use the Selenium IDE, and like using the remote control we can write the code. And for that, to do some task on the application, like we need to have the properties of the object, and we can know that properties with the help of the Firebug tool. So Firebugs helps us to understand or know the properties of the object like this with the help of the Firebug tool. Okay, so whatever the code that we want to write, like this is how we need to do it with the help of the SeleniumRC. Okay, any questions so far, or is it clear? Okay, it looks little bit like tricky, but it's very easy. Okay, so don't worry about what these class, what are these imports and everything. Okay, all we need to know from today's class is like this, what is that we have written in the test, like at the red test, whatever the code that we have written, and what this code does, this Selenium, default Selenium, and what this end code does. Okay, so that is what we need to know, nothing more than that. Like what is class, what is this private, what is this setup, like public, void. These are all the concepts of Java, which we'll see in the next class. Like what is Java, like when we start working like discussing about the Java, like you will understand about it. Okay, we'll explain everything about the class, like methods, objects, and everything. Okay, so for now, for today's class, all we need to know is how to write the code without using the IDE, with the help of the Firebug, how to get the properties and write the code in the Selenium IDE without using the IDE. Okay, so let's save this. So what I did, like everything, like I just copied it and just changed the URL as well as my code here. So you guys also, what you need to do is take the same thing, like copy everything. Okay, then go to the package. See, select our folder, package, default package, right click, class, see, new class, give some name to it. Let's say some other website, let's say Gmail. Okay, Gmail, something, just Gmail. Click finish. Okay, you'll get all the code. Okay, so just remove that, whatever the class that you just got or the code that got generated in this file, paste everything that you copied. Then what we need to do is we need to change the name of the class. See, class name here should be same as class name that you provided to the when you are creating the file. Okay, in case if it is different, see, it throws an error like this. Public type ID test must be defined in its own file. So some error it will give you. Okay, so instead now change it to Gmail. Click on save. See, the errors will be gone. Okay, then all you need to do is take these lines of code from here to here and start writing your code like Selenium. Okay, see, instead of http demoaut.com, let's say I want to go to gmail.com. Okay, see, let's go to the Gmail here. Okay, so let's say in case, okay, so we need to handle all of them. Okay, see, now if I open Gmail, it will display this page. Okay, and I want to click on this, like enter something in this, enter your email. So I'll open the Firebug, I'll go to my highlight here and select that object. Okay, so I can do this and select it. and if you come here, see, we can see input ID equal to email, this is this placeholder, see, name equal to email. So I can copy that name property, okay, and then come here and say, see, Selenium dot type, then name equal to this email, okay, and value that I want to submit is, let's say, tester, or some value, whatever that you want to log in, tester, auto tester, okay, and then see what is there after that. Like, we need to click on this next button, see this, select that object and see ID equal to next, class is this, type, value, name is sign in. See, I can take this name. All I need to do is Selenium dot type, see, name equal to, sorry, it's not a type, like button, right? So Selenium dot click, then name equal to this, sign on dot this. Okay, so let's say now we cannot see what's happening there, right? So in case if you want to specifically say to the tool that wait for some specific time, I can say something, right? Thread dot sleep. Okay, so there is a method which is called thread dot sleep, and you need to give some milliseconds, like how much milliseconds that you want to stop. So I say 3000 milliseconds, which is 3 seconds. Okay, 3000, yeah, something 3000 or something. So what this thread dot sleep, again, this is the thread is a Java method, okay, the Java command using which you can make the execution to wait for 3 seconds. Okay, so thread dot sleep, again I'll explain you about this in Java, thread dot sleep. So let me save this. So all these methods are part of Java, okay, which we'll see in the next class itself. Mostly, like, we'll start the Java. See, now right click and run. See, it opened a browser. Okay, actually Gmail looks like it's a secured one. Okay, see, it's not allowing us to open it. Okay, so some, like, this is the one of the limitation with the Selenium RC. Okay, so what it does is, in case if there are any secured sites, like what they do is, like, they don't allow the server to run its code. Okay, see, in one of the class, like last class, I told you about this. See, what the Selenium RC does is, it injects the JavaScript into the browser and recognizes the object. So what it does is, when it launches the application, it's gonna insert some its own code, like whatever JavaScript that it has, it inserts into the browser. Okay, and some browsers, some applications, they don't allow that. And one of the example is this Gmail. See, it says the connection is not private. Like, attackers might be trying to steal your information from gmail.com. So it says that, like, this is not a secure site. So Gmail has that security feature which does not allow other applications or some specific code to open it. Okay, and it thinks that, like, it might be, attackers might be stealing, like it might be a attack or something like that, like it's a virus or something. So that's why some browsers don't allow, like, that is one of the limitation of this remote control. Okay, so to overcome this limitation, again, we have a different tool called WebDriver. Like, that is one of the tool that we have in the Selenium as a suite. Okay, which we'll see that also. But most of the applications which are not secure, they support the Selenium RC. But any applications which don't, they don't allow this JavaScript to be injected into them. Okay, but we don't need to worry about it. Like, we have one more tool called WebDriver, using which, like, it doesn't inject it, but it uses a different methodologies or technology to work with those kinds of application. Okay, so for now, what we can do is, like, you guys can practice it on the any of these demo sites, like demoaut.com or any of these general sites which are not that secure, and we can work with this RC. So all you need to do is copy it like this. Just take out this Selenium ID, whatever that is there in the @test, and try to write your own code. Okay, and try to install the Selenium bug, like this tool. Okay, and try to work with it. Okay, the Firebug tool, and try to work with the Firebug tool in understanding the properties. Okay, any questions? No questions? Okay, so let me unmute you guys.